Scott Robertson's abrupt departure as head coach of the All Blacks could have consequences that stretch far beyond New Zealand's borders, with South Africa and Springboks head coach Rassie Erasmus potentially caught in the fallout. While the immediate focus is on who will replace Robertson at the helm of one of rugby's most iconic teams, the ripple effects of that decision could directly impact the Springboks coaching setup, particularly the future of highly influential attack coach Tony Brown. New Zealand Rugby confirmed on Thursday that Robertson had been relieved of his duties with immediate effect following a wide-ranging internal review of the All Blacks' 2025 international season. Although such reviews are routine after each campaign, the findings this time were severe enough to prompt decisive action, with NZR concluding that the team was not on track to peak for the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. With Robertson gone, attention has quickly shifted to his successor. Among the leading candidates is Jamie Joseph, a coach with a strong international pedigree and a deep personal and professional connection to Tony Brown. If Joseph is appointed, it could place South Africa in an uncomfortable position, as New Zealand Rugby may once again attempt to lure Brown back home. Tony Brown's growing importance to the Springboks since joining the Springboks coaching staff following the 2023 Rugby World Cup. Tony Brown has been instrumental in reshaping South Africa's attacking identity. Traditionally known for their power-based, forward-dominated approach, the Springboks have added greater attacking fluidity and ambition under Brown's guidance. The results have been clear. In 2025, South Africa scored more tries and accumulated more points than in any previous season, blending their trademark physicality with sharper creativity and improved efficiency out wide. Brown's influence has been widely praised, with players and analysts alike pointing to a more balanced, unpredictable Springbok attack that complements their elite defense. So significant has Brown's impact been that Rassie Erasmus is keen to secure his services well beyond the immediate future. Brown initially signed on through to the 2027 Rugby World Cup, but Erasmus has made it clear that he wants continuity in his coaching group all the way through to the 2031 tournament, which will be staged in Australia in December last year. SA Rugby announced that Erasmus had extended his own contract until 2031, but noticeably stopped short of confirming the futures of his assistant coaches. At the time, the union released a brief statement acknowledging ongoing discussions. An announcement on the contract negotiations with other members of the Springbok coaching team will be made in due course, SA Rugby said. Months later, that announcement has still not arrived, leaving Brown's long-term future unresolved. And potentially vulnerable to outside interest, a familiar target for New Zealand Rugby Tony Brown is no stranger to interest from New Zealand Rugby. The former All Blacks fly half has twice turned down opportunities to join the national setup. First in 2020 when Ian Foster succeeded Sir Steve Hansen, and again when Scott Robertson was appointed head coach, but on both occasions, Brown's reasoning was consistent: loyalty to Jamie Joseph. The two men share a long and successful coaching history, having worked together with the Highlanders, the Sunwolves, and the Japan national team. Their partnership has been defined by mutual trust, complementary skill sets, and a shared rugby philosophy. Brown even succeeded Joseph as head coach of Japan when Joseph stepped away, further underlining the depth of their professional bond. That relationship has always been a decisive factor whenever Brown has been approached by New Zealand Rugby. It is highly unlikely that Brown would be considered for the All Blacks head coach role himself. However, if Jamie Joseph were to be appointed as Robertson's replacement, many believe Brown would be the first person he would contact to join his coaching staff. To Brown's own words on the All Black job, Brown has previously spoken openly about his decision to turn down the All Blacks and how he ultimately found himself working with the Springboks instead. Speaking last year, he explained why a move to New Zealand never felt right without Joseph involved. When I got asked to coach the All Blacks 5 years ago, for me, it just didn't feel right, Brown said. I obviously had a really good relationship with Jamie Joseph, and if he had got the All Blacks coaching job, then 100% I would have been in with him. It just didn't feel right for me to coach with the other guys going for that job. So Jamie and I went back to Japan to coach Japan. Brown also acknowledged that coaching the All Blacks could be an option one day, but made it clear that his focus was firmly on South Africa for the foreseeable future. One day, maybe I might coach the All Blacks. I don't know. He added, I just want to be part of this coaching setup and the Springboks over the next 4 years. Those comments, however, were made before Robertson's dismissal and before the All Blacks began searching for a new direction. Joseph's appointment could force SA Rugby's New Zealand Rugby chairman David Kirk has confirmed that Robertson is the only member of the coaching staff to be dismissed following the review. However, he also made it clear that the incoming head coach will not be bound to retain the existing assistants. A new head coach will likely be able to appoint their own staff, their own assistants, Kirk said. That statement has major implications. Should Jamie Joseph be given the job, he would almost certainly look to surround himself with trusted allies, and Tony Brown would sit at the top of that list. For New Zealand Rugby, the challenge would be convincing SA Rugby to release Brown from his current contract, which officially runs through to the 2027 World Cup. While contracts can be broken or bought out, prizing away such a key figure from a direct rival would not be straightforward and could strain relations between the two unions. From South Africa's perspective, losing Brown would be a significant blow. His attacking expertise has become a central pillar of the Springboks' evolution, and his departure would disrupt continuity at a time when Erasmus is building towards another World Cup cycle. A looming tug-of-war the All Blacks have already tried and failed to recruit Tony Brown in the past. With Robertson gone and the coaching landscape reset, they may feel this is their best opportunity yet. If Jamie Joseph is appointed, New Zealand Rugby's pursuit of Brown would almost certainly intensify. For SA Rugby, the situation underlines the urgency of finalizing contract negotiations with Erasmus assistants. Locking Brown in long-term would not only provide stability, but also send a clear message that South Africa intend to protect the intellectual property behind their recent success. Scott Robertson's exit may have closed one chapter for New Zealand Rugby, but it has opened several others, some of which could directly challenge the Springboks' carefully constructed coaching framework. As the All Blacks succession process unfolds, South Africa will be watching closely, knowing that decisions made in Wellington could soon have consequences in Pretoria and beyond.